Your speech is written and you have your speaking notes prepared. Now you're ready to deliver your speech, right? Well, as much as you would like to hear that the answer is yes, you know I'm going to say no. Writing a speech is an incredibly important phase, but getting yourself ready to deliver the speech means you have to prepare for the actual delivery or the presentation of that speech. There are 4 key points to remember about preparing for your delivery. You have to think about, plan, and practice each of these 4 points to be successful. You need to consider the style of the presentation, how you will use your body, how you will use your voice, and how you will practice. Point number 1. You need to consider the style of your presentation. There are 4 styles of speeches that you might deliver: manuscript, memorized, impromptu, and extemporaneous. The last is the style we want to strive for. Manuscript means that you have the speech all written out and you just read it, not what we want. Memorized speeches are dangerous because people get nervous and lose their place. Again, not what we want. Impromptu speeches are often just short, off-the-cuff speeches. Not what we want. But the extemporaneous speech is one where you have prepared well, practiced well, and you have your key ideas down on note cards that you refer to occasionally. This allows you to connect the most as an audience-centered public speaker. Point number 2. You need to consider how you will use your body. Stand tall. Stand in a relaxed, confident manner. And stand with both of your feet on the ground, about shoulder width apart. Don't twist your legs together. If you're behind a podium, don't hold on to the podium. If you're not, then stand with your note cards at waist level and relax with the other arm. Gestures are important because they can help emphasize points or guide your audience. Don't gesture with your note cards. Don't overdo your gestures or make them stilted, overly planned, or dramatic. Movement is another way to use your body. You can move around depending upon the speaking area. In a small area, keep your movements very small. In a large area, move with purpose. For example, you might move just when you are transitioning to a new point, or you might come closer to the audience to emphasize a point. The final 2 ways you should use your body to help your delivery is with excellent eye contact and the use of your facial expression. Look directly at people, not over their heads. Move your eyes around the entire audience, slowly looking at everyone at the audience at some point. With your facial expressions, realize that this is what makes you the most human to your audience. They need to see emotions expressed on your face. Remember, a smile is the most powerful facial expression because it relaxes your face and it relaxes your audience. Point number 3. You need to consider how you will use your voice. Pace and pauses are 2 key vocal strategies to remember and use. It's important to vary your pace. We talk faster when we're excited and we slow down to make a point. To make an even greater point, we pause. Next, use vocal variety to create interest in your speech. If you find yourself being monotone, the first thing to do is to really know your speech. Second, realize that you need to boost your confidence level. And third, have fun with it. All right, The last way to use your voice is with volume. It's not so much that you have to get loud, but you can get softer, and then louder by degrees to emphasize points. The goal is to use your voice to keep the attention of your audience and help them catch the important words, phrases, and ideas contained in your speech. Point number 4, you need to consider how you will practice. You should practice multiple times for every single speech you give. For a 5-minute speech, you should probably practice 20 to 25 times. Start with an early practice. Practice parts of the speech so that you get them down pat. This means practicing your oral citations, your introduction, and your conclusion. Next is the middle practice. You rely more on your notes, but you really work on knowing the material overall. And you try to practice all the way through multiple times. Last is the final practice, where you give the speech as if you are actually giving it. You might ask someone to watch and give you feedback. But you practice the speech from start to finish, picturing yourself in front of that audience. When you do this final practice, be sure to time your speech. It's always very important to stay within the time limit whenever you're asked to speak somewhere. It's respectful, and they might have other things on the program. So adjust your speech so that it stays within the time limit. The goal with each of these 4 points is to plan on how you're going to connect with your audience. When you're an audience-centered public speaker, you are a different kind of speaker. You are there to connect and engage with your audience, meeting them where they are. You can say that you are there to speak with them instead of speaking at them. See you in the next video.